What happens when your red dot fails in the middle of a defensive situation? Most people are screwed, unless you have this optic. Like the original Osight, the XR is another rechargeable model, but it adds a number of features the original didn't have, including at least one industry first. But before we get into the optic itself, I've got to mention the packaging's design and layout. This is one of the most organized packaging designs I've seen in an optics company. Inside, you'll find the optic itself, the charging cover, and a complete mounting kit, including screws in multiple sizes. You'll also get a user manual and an installation and zeroing guide, a lanyard so you won't lose the charging cover, a USB-A to USB-C charging cable, a small adjustment tool for windage and elevation, and a carrying bag along with a microfiber cloth to keep the lens clean and clear. Osight managed to simplify it to the point that a first-time optic buyer or user can figure it out, all while maintaining a professional presentation. Right off the bat, this optics design is very promising. The fully CNC machined housing is made from 7075 T6 aerospace-grade aluminum. Large buttons on the left side make adjusting the brightness and other settings both easy and tactile. The Osight XR encloses the section of the optic where the emitter is, which prevents moisture and dust from getting into the emitter, making it easier not only to clean but to keep clean. The 0.91 by 0.71 inch fully sealed aspherical lens delivers exceptional clarity and minimal tint, making target acquisition natural and quick. So there are three primary differences between the XR and its predecessors. Number one, see these little notches right here on the back of the optic? And you'll also note there's a button right here on the side. If I hit that button, it actually pops up a set of rear sights. You heard that right. The XR has, in effect, pop-up irons for use if the XR should fail or the battery runs down. If you don't have suppressor height sights, or if you don't want to run a rear sight and you're running a standard height front post, that'll index perfectly and give you a little set of irons built into the optic. All right, difference number two is the actual reticle system. There are several options: a 2 MOA dot, a 2 MOA dot with 32 MOA circle, a 6 MOA dot, a 6 MOA dot with a 32 MOA circle, or just the 32 MOA circle. To cycle through the reticles, you simply hold the minus brightness button. The third significant difference has to do with the closed emitter design. The predecessors were IPX6 water resistant, meaning they can handle splashes or light drizzle. The XR is rated IPX7 because it's fully enclosed. Given those retractable irons, I had my doubts about the XR's IPX7 waterproof rating, but soaking it for half an hour in water didn't faze it. I tried it both with the sights raised and lowered, and the XR still worked fine. Although I've mentioned three major differences, there are additional features worth noting. The Osight X boasted 57,000 hours of runtime, but it doesn't have shake to wake. This one is back down to 54,000 hours, but the XR powers down automatically after 3 minutes of non-use. That auto-off period isn't programmable and may seem short, but the auto-on activation is so instantaneous that it isn't an issue. So it's going to preserve your battery life quite a bit. Another slight difference that's probably not going to matter to the majority of people watching this video is the number of brightness modes. The Osight X had 10 daylight and 2 night vision. The RMR mount XR has 11 brightness settings, 3 of which are night vision compatible. The reticle memory function ensures the unit returns to your last setting. The Osight XR brings back the patented magnetic charging cover, now upgraded with a redesigned form factor. As with the original Osight, the XR's charging hood tells you the percentage of charge it has when you press a button on its left side. When you put the hood over the XR itself, the reading on top gives you the percentage of charge the sight itself has. Osight says the hood will fully charge the XR sight 5 times, given that the XR is rated for anywhere from 22,000 to 54,000 hours of use, depending on which reticle options you're using. That's literally years of use on a full charge. A small LED between the plus and minus brightness adjustment buttons also gives you an indication of how much power the XR has, cycling from green to yellow to red, and finally to blinking red when it's under a 10% charge. Overall, the enclosed XR does everything Osight claims it's designed to do. If a hood charging sight is something that bothers you, all of the XR's features probably won't convince you to give it a shot. But if you're okay with using a USB charging magnetic hood to power your red dot sight, The XR does everything you want a reflex sight to do, and maybe a couple of things you never considered. Don't forget to check the link in the description and use the code for a special discount to grab your Osight XR today.